What game devs could learn from Dark Souls. Hey game journalists, remember that meme about how you guys would compare everything to Dark Souls? Well, if you paid attention to why Dark Souls was even good to begin with, you probably wouldn't be made fun of as much as you do, but that's not the point of this video. I want to talk about what game devs could learn from Dark Souls, aside from difficulty. To put it simply, there's a reason people love Dark Souls, and no, it's not because it's difficult, it's because it's inclusive. When it comes to video games, you can typically boil them down to two types. Games that focus more heavily on gameplay, and games that focus more heavily on story. If you were to ask a gamer what kind of game they like, you'd usually find yourself getting split answers. Story matters, but so does gameplay. If I'm not enjoying what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, what's the point? That's where Dark Souls introduces an interesting element. Believe it or not, Dark Souls has a surprisingly deep lore. Don't believe me? Check out a YouTuber called VatiVidya. He does Dark Souls story stuff and it's good, I guess. It is entirely possible for you to go through the entire game and not understand why you're doing whatever it is you are doing, and still be completely satisfied. Because for the most part, the gameplay is good, and often doesn't leave you disappointed. Sure, maybe a bit frustrated, but if it were easy, nobody would do it. Dark Souls chooses how to relay information to its player via item descriptions, character dialogue, and messages. Like I said, you can go through the entire game and finish it satisfied without even a glimpse of this stuff. However, if you choose to grace this menial bullshit with your attention, you'll find that everything has some interesting information pertaining to the items in the world they inhabit. NPCs are scattered all throughout the entirety of the game, and you could go almost the entire thing without talking to a single one of them. Messages are scrawled on the ground almost everywhere you look, and you have the option to simply not look at them. You can just walk over them. These are all examples of non-intrusive gameplay elements that convey a story or guide for the game. If you read a description, you learn about something. If you talk to someone, they reveal something about who they are or where they're from. If you read a message, you learn how to drink your health potion. Oh yeah, did I mention the tutorial for this game is completely optional? I mean, not the area, that shit's mandatory. Messages that tell you what to do and how to do it are scattered everywhere in the Undead Asylum, the beginning area of the game. If you're a new player and you walk over a message, you're given a prompt to read it. You can either choose to read it if you're new and confused, or you can continue on your way if you're an experienced player. The Asylum is short and sweet, taking enough time for a new player to get a feel for the game, or being roughly 2 minutes long for an experienced player. This provides a fair and balanced tutorial for both new and old players. Once again, giving players a choice of how to proceed with the game. Take your time and feel it out, or run in guns blazing, because you're the baddest bitch in town and they're about to learn why. To summarize everything I've said so far, Dark Souls is a great game not because it's challenging, but because it's smart. It caters to both audiences, those who care for story and those who care for gameplay, while also not shoving menial bullshit in your face. Dark Souls is fair. If you fuck up, it's your fault. Don't know where to go? Time to explore. Maybe talking to someone will help you figure it out. Dark Souls doesn't jerk you around like an abused housewife. It puts you in the world with the necessary tools and tells you to go figure out the rest. Welcome to our world. Have fun looking at it. Also have fun dying. I believe that when From Software was making this game, they asked themselves truthfully, what would I want to play? And when they found the answer to that, they made it. That's the main mentality that I want to get across to any developers watching this video. Make a game like you're a gamer, not a corporation. In case recent trends and failures haven't convinced you. Take a look at what you're making and ask yourself if this is something that you will remember 10 years later and say, holy shit, I remember that game. That was so fun and awesome, I want to play it again. If you don't feel like that, then it's probably not worth making. Dark Souls is a game that when looked at should not be judged for its difficulty. It should be used as an example of a game that had a deep and interesting story without being necessary to enjoy the game. The gameplay was fluid and enjoyable with varying styles and classes that drastically changed the way it played, and you could have all of that with your story. You should want to collect things in the game not because they're part of a set or give you a cool bonus once you collect all of them, but because it's new and can be used. It can tell you something about the game, or you could ignore that and use it as a weapon or a tool. When considering what to put in your game, just make it fun or interesting. All in all, you should want to play the game, not have to do chores for the game so you can enjoy it every now and then. Everything you do should be fun and rewarding, and I feel like Dark Souls nails this. You can tell it was made by people that wanted to play it, and because of that, it's as iconic as it is.